What if I told you one Japanese car brand consistently dies at 150,000 miles while the other quietly hits 500,000 miles? People argue about Honda versus Toyota like it is religion, but almost nobody understands why one survives longer. Why do some Camrys become immortal while some Hondas blow their transmissions before 120,000 miles? Why do mechanics secretly prefer one brand over the other? We are going deep. Engines, transmissions, CVT failures, million-mile real-world examples, and the one hidden weakness that changed everything. By the end of this video, you will know which brand actually lasts longer, and the answer will surprise you. Honda builds cars people love driving. Toyota builds cars that refuse to die. That's the real split. Two Japanese giants, two totally different mindsets, and you can feel it every time you turn the key. Honda's the kid who wants to win every sprint. VTEC kicked in back in 1991 and changed the game. Suddenly a four-cylinder could scream past redline and still get you home with a grin. Lightweight blocks, tight tolerances, high revving cams. You want to feel alive on your morning commute? Honda's your ticket. But here's the catch. These engines expect you to care. Miss an oil change, ignore that service light, and the same precision that makes a Civic fun will eat itself alive. Toyota is a whole different animal. Their approach might as well be overbuild everything, trust nobody to maintain it. Forged pistons, thick oil galleries, fat bearing caps. The two JZ and 1MZ engines are legends for a reason, built to take a beating, run low on oil, and still limp home. Toyota expects you to forget the manual. They design for neglect. That is why a Camry can survive 3 owners and a decade of skipped service. So when people ask why Toyotas outlast Hondas, it is not magic, it is philosophy. Honda rewards the driver who is in love with driving. Toyota forgives the owner who is in love with never popping the hood. That is the difference. And it is the reason mechanics like me can guess how long your car will last just by asking how you treat it. But all that theory means nothing till you see what is inside these engines. Next, we will crack open the blocks and show you exactly where Honda's fun ends and Toyota's survival begins. Let's talk real numbers. There's a 2006 Honda Civic out there with 1,001,043 miles on the clock. Same engine, same transmission. The owner never missed an oil change. Every 3,000 to 4,000 miles, fresh oil. No shortcuts, no skipped intervals. That is what it takes. Honda's tight engines will go the distance, but only if you treat them like precision machinery. Miss a single service and you are playing with fire. I have seen Civics die at 120,000 miles because someone waited too long for an oil change. It is not the design, it is the discipline. Do not get starry-eyed. Not every Honda makes it to 1 million. The ones that do have owners who treat maintenance like religion. But here is where the story flips. Remember Toyota's oil sludge fiasco. In the late 1990s and the early 2000s, Camrys and Corollas suffered engines choking up. There were 1,800 official complaints, class action lawsuits, and $1.5 billion in settlements. All because owners stretched oil changes to 10,000 miles, thinking the car could handle anything. Toyota fixed it with a service bulletin that tightened intervals to 5,000 miles and required the correct oil. The sludge problem vanished almost overnight. So what does this prove? Both brands can hit insane mileage, but the path is not the same. Honda's engines are like athletes. Give them perfect training and they will break records. Toyota's engines are more like workhorses. Abuse them, and most will just keep plodding along. The difference is how much forgiveness is built in. Next, we will see if transmissions tell the same story, or if one brand's gearbox is the real Achilles heel. People talk engines all day, but it is the transmission that buries cars in the junkyard. You want to know the real killer? Honda's CVT. That thing is a ticking time bomb if you skip a single fluid change. I have had Civics and CR-Vs roll in at 70,000 miles, barely broken in, already whining, shuddering, slipping like a worn-out clutch. 9 times out of 10, the owner never swapped the CVT fluid at 30,000 miles. Honda says it is mandatory. Miss it, and the steel belt inside starts grinding itself to dust. A rebuild? That will run you $4,800 easy. And here's the kicker. The failure rate on those early CVTs was almost 2% before Honda started pushing the service bulletins. Meanwhile, Toyota's Aisin, automatics, and eCVTs just keep going. Less than 1% fail before 100,000 miles. They feel dull, sure, but that is on purpose. Toyota transmissions feel boring because they were designed to survive abuse. You can forget the fluid for years, and most of them will still shift fine. That is not luck. That is engineering that expects you to be lazy. So if you are betting your savings on a car making it past 200,000 miles, do not just check the engine. Ask what is spinning underneath, because the gearbox is where dreams die or live to see another owner. Here's the truth. The car that lasts the longest is the one built for the owner who forgets. Toyota engineers assume you will skip a service, run cheap oil, ignore that weird rattle. That is why their timing chains last the life of the car. No $650 belt change every 60,000 miles. No panic if you miss it. Rust on a Toyota truck frame is almost a non-issue, with just 0.07% showing serious corrosion after 150,000 miles. Honda is not so lucky. Same salt, same roads, and suddenly you are patching wheel wells or fighting rust in the subframe. That is a 12 times higher rust rate in the real world. Now, if you are the meticulous type, the one with a binder full of receipts, every oil change on the dot, every fluid swap logged, Honda will run forever. But if you are lazy or just busy, Toyota has your back. That is the verdict. If you want a car that forgives your worst habits, pick Toyota. If you promise to treat your car like a Swiss watch, Honda can match it. But in the real world, neglect wins, and Toyota is the king of surviving it. In the end, Toyota builds cars that refuse to die. Honda rewards you for caring. Most folks just want to drive and forget. That's why Toyota keeps winning. Drop your thoughts below.